on a day when West Ham lost 3-0 to a side still mathematically projected to be the worst in Premier League history. Their former academy-grown captain Declan Rice scores a brace for Arsenal, rescuing them from drop points amid another very mediocre performance, sending them 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League table. Send West Ham another £105 million tonight. Now, look, in all seriousness, another pretty mediocre performance. Like I said, we got over the line. That's a reoccurring theme. A lot of matches since the Villa match have just been really, really poor, and we scrape by a singular goal. It's the same story again today. No massive positives that really jump out at you, and even despite the bad performance, we still get the job done. You know, you need to be able to grind out results if you want to win a Premier League title. Opposition fans keep saying this kind of football isn't sustainable and will crack at some point, but we keep doing it. We keep putting up very, very average performances and still getting the job done. We are becoming, I would say, the best in the league at grinding out results. And that's not a new thing as well. We've been pretty good at that for a couple years now. This season, I think we're starting to see it in full effect, just how good we are at it. I'm still concerned, especially in the first half. Bournemouth were not all over us, but they were winning most of the first and second balls. They were winning quite a few of their duels. What surprised me is we didn't really win the midfield battle in the first half, especially looking at the lineups. You'd assume that battle would be Arsenal's to win all day, having Zubimendi and Rice in their midfield. And Bournemouth, on the other hand, really only having Alex Scott as their only pure midfielder. Second half, better. That's another reoccurring theme, is improvements in the second half. Didn't make any substitutions at halftime. I thought we might spice things up at the front a little bit. That didn't come till later, but I thought much more controlled. The midfield battle is a department we definitely improved in the second half. Zubimendi, especially, I want to talk especially about Zubimendi later on in the video because he was magnificent today. And to be fair to them, their second goal is magnificent. There's another Bournemouth player in the way, so it's unlucky. David Reyes sees it late, but it's a really, really good finish from Eli Krupi. 6th Premier League goal of the season for him. What a talent he is at only 19 years of age. Be seeing a lot more of him over the next few years. After their goal, Bournemouth, great response from us. Yes, we were dug in a little bit. Yes, we had to grind our way to the finish line, see it out. But in those final 15 minutes, really, really good defensively. From set pieces, that applies to the entire match. I think overall we were very good defensively. It's 2 pretty unlucky goals to concede. The first one, extremely uncharacteristic mistake from Gabriel. You don't see him make mistakes like that. The only other one I can think of in the past 3.5 years since we've been title competitors is the one against Fulham very early on in 22-23. It's a really poor mistake. There's no excuses for it. He doesn't really look up to see where Timber is, or maybe even Saliba, whoever he was trying to find. He doesn't see that Evan Nilsson is right there in the path that he's going to pass into. He connects all wrong with the ball. It's a really, really bad mistake, and one that I never want to see him make again. Evan Nilsson puts it away for 1-0. But what you have to give props to is the response from Big Gabby. I'm not just talking about the goal there. I'm talking about the way he instantly resets himself, the way he instantly reasserts his leadership, his command, even in the wake of a really, really bad mistake. He does not let his head slip. He recognises that he's never going to let that happen again. And then the ball comes his way in the box. It's lucky for him to be in the right position, but it's a really, really good finish. And you can see how much he loved that. Second goal in 2 Premier League games. Brilliant response from Big Gabby to make it 1-1. And then the 2 Declan Rice goals, fairly identical goals, if I'm being honest, are what won us the game. The game of fairly few chances for us. And Declan Rice had 2 of them, and he put them both away in, again, pretty much identical fashion. The first one, set up by Martin Odegaard. He assesses his options. He sees Declan Rice, pulls it back. Really, really good finish. The second Declan Rice goal, It's Saka who gets in behind. I thought the keeper was going to get there first. Saka races onto it. He gets there first, pulls it back. Declan Rice, same position, same outcome. 3-1 to the Arsenal. You're thinking that's basically game over. But the architect of that goal, playing Saka in behind, yes, the pass was slightly too heavy. Saka still finds a way to get onto it. And the architect is Martin Odegaard. Again, creative genius from Martin Odegaard today. Got the assist for the second goal. All round, looking the most likely to create for us throughout the entire match. I truly think he is very, very close to being consistently back to his best. What he's showing right now is his best football. It's about now being really, really consistent, showing what he's showing now, week after week after week after week. I do not think he is far away from that at all, considering the last 3 games we played, Brighton, Villa, and today he's put up magnificent performances in every single one of those matches. On to some other notable performances. I think on an individual level, there were some good performances, not just Rice, not just Odegaard. First of all, Saliba. Defensively, really, really good. He's not at fault for either of the goals. He did everything he could today. He can count himself unlucky to have his side concede twice today. Really, really good from William Saliba. That's another player that was not quite at his best last season and is getting back to it this season. Honestly, having him and Gabriel playing side by side, just clutch. There was a stat before the game that went around saying Premier League matches this season where Saliba and Gabriel have played the full 90 together. 5 matches, 5 wins, 5 clean sheets for Arsenal. Well, that's the end of that. But you cannot deny how good we are and how strong we are defensively when those two play together. Today's a blip. Today's a blip. And again, the 2 goals we conceded are very unlucky. We don't want to make a habit of conceding goals like that. Certainly not the first one. But it's so good to have them playing back together. Genuinely the best centre-back partnership in world football and have been for probably over a year, let's be honest. Madueke as well, brilliant in the first half. Definitely our best attacker in the first half. There hasn't been a single match this season in the Premier League where he has started and has not looked like our best attacker in the first half. He is so unlucky. He has every right to complain that he does not have an assist in any competition this season. He deserves upwards of 3 or 4 at the very least. The way he's playing, the way he's causing so much chaos down the right side. I will say it again, you can go back through every Premier League match we've played this season where Noni Madueke has started, and in not one of them will he have not been our best and most dangerous attacker throughout the entire first half. He's having such a strong impact when Saka's not available, giving Saka a rest today ahead of Liverpool, ahead of so many matches over the next few weeks. I think we should have gone to Madueke more as the second half went on, because it was probably the first 25-30 minutes we were using him a lot. And then after that, we just relied on the left, relied on Martinelli, who did basically nothing. And then we went from looking really threatening to barely threatening anything at all. And then Zubimendi. I want to talk about Zubimendi real quick. This guy has been a lot better than I thought he'd be. He came in and I thought, good player. Very, very reliable, very solid player in the Liga for Real Sociedad for the past however many years. Nothing special. I thought he'd help hold down the fort for us. He'd help control tempo, control games, and Declan Rice would be the one forcing his way into matches, being the dominator, partly the creator, being the all-round midfield just weapon for us. But Zubimendi, he's showing that he can do it all. He's gone up a level under Arteta. It's the same sort of thing that happened with Declan Rice. When Declan Rice went to Arsenal, everyone assumed holding midfield player, tempo controller, ball winner. He's become so much more than that, and I think Zubimendi is on a very, very similar path. So good today, especially in the second half. I mentioned before, we had so much more control in the second half. That's Zubimendi's work. That's all Zubimendi's work. Going forward as well, he's popping up in some really interesting positions and working the ball really nicely, helping us recycle it in and outside the box, much like Declan Rice is very, very good at doing. Our best player this season, Martin Zubimendi. So good. So good. What a player. Overall, bad from Arsenal today. Some good individual performances, grinded out yet another result. And the final thing I want to bring up is something that I absolutely love. The whole point of this season is winning the Premier League title, and in doing so, getting revenge on everyone who has caused us so much grief over the past under Arteta. The tide is turning. We are learning from our mistakes. We are getting the job done against so many teams this season that caused us so much grief in the past. Honestly, right now, I'm going through every Premier League match we played this season one by one, and I'm counting up every single time we've won a match this season that we didn't win last season. Man United away, that's 1. Newcastle away, that's 2. West Ham home, that's 3. Fulham away, that's 4. Crystal Palace home, that's 5. Brentford home, that's 6. Everton away, that's 7. Brighton home, 8. Villa home, 9. And Bournemouth away, 10. 10 matches. We've played 20 total in the Premier League this season. Half of our Premier League matches this season have been wins in fixtures that we did not win last season. It's yet another sign of a side that's going to win things this season, is learning from our previous mistakes and actually actioning things to ensure that they do not happen again. City are playing tomorrow. That's against Chelsea, who've recently sacked their boss Enzo Maresca. After getting our job done against Villa, City felt the pressure. They slipped up away against Sunderland. Got another match before them. Again today, got our job done away at Bournemouth. City, the pressure is on you again. You have to get your job done against Chelsea. Otherwise, things are going to start looking very, very bleak for you in this title race. The pressure is once again on your shoulders. It's over to you. And then after that, we go to Liverpool. It's a very chaotic month ahead. This is the stage of the season. Last year, when things seemed to all just fall apart, I think we're much better equipped this season. Our squad depth is so much better. You saw that with the kind of caliber of players that we had on the bench today. We're really well suited to go on and win this Premier League title. And that match today is another step closer. We have 18 more matches. That's it. 18. Seems like a lot. It is. Because when you're leading, the weeks go by oh so slow. We know that. But one game at a time is all we can do. You can only play what's ahead of you. Next is Liverpool. For now, over to you, City.